Why do dogs bury bones? This is a question that has been a mystery to me for a while, and I was thinking a little while back, why do they bury things? We have 3 dogs. 2 of them never bury anything. One of them buries treats, toys, whatever she has. Anytime she gets something, she will take it outside and try to bury it. So, it got me thinking, why do dogs bury bones? And I set out to answer that question by talking to some veterinarians and some canine behaviorists that I know to try to answer that question. Dogs are well known for a lot of certain odd behaviors that actually, when you do the research and look into it, they are natural instincts that come from their ancestors, wild dogs. And burying things, burying bones or food or toys, that is one of those things. It's something that is so well known, it's often parodied in cartoons and movies, and it comes from those natural instincts from their ancestors. One of the most common reasons why dogs will bury something is food protection. So if your dog's burying bones, dog treats, dog food, this is likely why. In the wild, food is hard to come by. You don't necessarily know that you're gonna have a meal every morning and every evening. And it's a lot of work to get food. You have to find it, you have to catch it, you have to kill it. And then, you might have to bring it back to somewhere closer. If you're not hunting close to where the food needs to be, by your pack, by your den, you may have to relocate the food too. So it's a lot of work for wild dogs just to get a meal. So a lot of times, these meals, these things that they hunt, they're very precious to them. So they will eat a fresh meal and then they'll bury what's left. And they do that want to, obviously, to save the food and make it last longer, but to protect the food. Other animals, other predators are out. If they're smelling a fresh kill, they're gonna come looking for it. And so they protect it from other animals. It could be also to protect it from other members of their pack. Just because dogs are members of the same pack doesn't mean that they all hunt and feed each other. So one dog may hunt and have some left over, but he doesn't want other members of his pack smelling that and wanting to come over to eat. The more people are eating at the table, the less there is to go around, kind of thing. So the dog will bury it to protect it from other predators and also members of their own pack. If your dog is taking small amounts of kibble or treats and hiding them like in their bedding or in a corner of your home, it's likely that it's just his natural instincts kicking in to tell him that he needs to save a snack for later. Dogs can also bury other things, not just food and treats. They can bury things that are just special to them and things that they treasure. One of our dogs takes my youngest daughter is kind of his girl, that's his person, and he will take her stuffed animal off her bed and drag it around and hide it. And that's his special. That's something that smells like his girl. It's his special treasure, even though it's not his toy. He never shreds it or rips it apart. He just wants to hide it and save it because that's his special treasure. So your dog might be burying things or hiding things that aren't food, and that again is completely normal. That's just that natural instinct to preserve or save something that's a treasure to your pet. So now that we know that burying is a natural instinct, it's very common, and it's something that you see in a lot of dogs. It's not a behavior that you should be concerned about. How do you stop it? Especially like in my daughter's case, her dog is taking her stuffed animal, which is also precious to her, and she doesn't want that. So how do you stop them from doing that, from hiding things, from burying things? And another thing that drives me nuts is our one dog that buries things will bury them in our flower gardens and our vegetable garden in the spring and summer. So that's a bit annoying when she digs up plants and things just to bury a bone. So how do you stop that behavior? Dogs tend to bury surplus resources. So that's the first thing to think about. If your dog is burying treats or kibble, try cutting back on the snacks. And if you free feed your pet, meaning that you leave food out all day for him to munch on whenever he feels like it, try going to designated feeding time. So like feed a meal in the morning and a meal at night, and that can cut back on that surplus resource hiding and burying. If your dog buries his toys, you can cut back on the amount of toys that you give him access to at one time. So just leave 1 or 2 toys out for him and then rotate them every couple of days, so he never feels like he has so many toys that he's not going to be losing out if he buries 1 or 2 of them. If he only has 1 or 2, he's not going to want to bury them. So you can try that. If your dog buries bones and chews, it's probably not due to having a surplus, just because they don't get bones and chews all the time and they don't have them just laying out access to them all the time. So in this case, he's probably burying them because they're special to him. Those are special things he doesn't get a lot, and he wants to keep those special treasures. So give him his bone or his chew, but don't let him take it outside. That will save your flower garden, and it will also save you from trying to hunt things down or hope that he unburies them and brings them back in at some point. But he probably will still hide them. That natural instinct still in there. He'll just be hiding them around your house. Like I mentioned with our dog, she will bury her bones like in a pile of bedding or in a laundry basket, or just in a corner somewhere. She will hide her things, but they're a lot easier to find when they're in your home, and you don't have to worry about losing all those toys or bones or chews or whatever. And you also don't have to worry about them digging holes in your yard and tearing up your garden.